The town of Kherson refuses to give up, it seems. Looting, crippling life here. This Russian soldier's bid to get into a cell phone store, a sign of the lawless world they brought with them, where food and medicine is lacking. And what life is left made more unbearable by the laying of tripwire mines, local officials said. This one posted online to warn others. On the other side of Russian-held Crimea, Mariupol, under siege, without water or electricity. The mayor saying the Russian, quote, scum have found no other way to break us. The prize in the south is this, Odessa, its opera house fortified, its coastline a harder task. Where the tide could bring Russians in with it, yet still lapse as if nothing has changed. An Estonian ship sank Thursday east of here, its crew rescued, with Ukrainian officials accusing Russia of shelling it to act as cover for their landing ships. Any hour now, when the landing force could hove irrevocably into view. Odessa brims with locals ready though. Like so many here, these civilian defenders don't want their whereabouts filmed, but are happy to speak.
The war started, so I returned back home.
Zhenya is chief marketing officer for an IT company who's travelled Europe and Africa, but joined up to fight on day one.
Unfortunately, I have lost two of my friends in Kherson 2 days ago. They also have been.
Were they fighting in Kherson? No?
Yeah, they were fighting, and they were in SS in volunteer troop, so they have no military background at all. Both of them are programmers.
We're joined by Lera, aged 19, a nanny who fled Russians in Crimea when she was 11. We're ready to the end to defend our land, she said. The occupiers came to my home before. My family is still there. Only I could leave because I don't want to live in Russia. Across town, mothers knit camouflage netting while, like Nelia, their daughters fight. Hers staying behind to defend Kiev.
We know the danger, we know that it will come, but we didn't know when will it come. And I asked them, children, come here, please, be safe, come to me. But they didn't want. No, mom, please stay alive, stay safe, but we will defend because everybody loves our motherland, everybody. Sorry. Sorry. Everybody wants to be independent, to be free. They decided to stay there, and I can't influence their decision. But I pray every day, I pray every night for them to stay alive.
The defiant words of the Ukrainian soldiers of Snake Island, who told a Russian ship where to shove it, echo here.
I don't know. Russian ship. It's the logo now in Ukraine.
They'll need more than high spirits in the days ahead. As the nights go by here, we just constantly hear of shelling on the outskirts of this town. It has been quiet tonight so far, Jake. Sirens last night, but still a persistent fear that we are slowly seeing Russian forces moving in towards this prized port city, Jake.
And Nick, there's a mayor in central Ukraine. You're in southern Ukraine. There's one in central Ukraine who says he's seeing more shelling there tonight. He also said an enemy convoy is headed for a nuclear power plant in his town. Has infrastructure such as this become an increasing target of the Russian forces?
This is what you essentially have to ask, Jake. What is the goal of this Russian military operation if it is not just essentially destroying whatever it can? Enerhodar, in the centre of the country, a scene of serious protest amongst locals who are simply getting in the way of military convoys moving in towards its centre. Why is it important? Well, it contains probably the biggest nuclear power plant in Europe, and it's currently under threat. There are deep concerns that Russian convoy is moving towards that particular plant, and we've seen their, I wouldn't say wanton appetite, but their utter disregard for leaving infrastructure remotely intact, often targeting it specifically against the claims of Russian officials that is not something that they would do. And so I think when we start seeing Russian forces having moved near the former places of Chernobyl in the past, and now seeing them moving around Enerhodar, and hearing the comments of Russian President Vladimir Putin, there are deep concerns here that we are seeing a force that has absolutely no interest in ensuring it doesn't cause the most amount of destruction possible, Jake.
Nick, Ukrainians continue to fight against the Russian troops. You're a longtime war correspondent. From your perspective, how long can the Ukrainians keep it up? Are they going to have the resources as long as they need them?
This is the most awful part of all of this, Jake, is that, you know, we're seeing just the beginning here, the first week. You heard in that report there, someone whose two friends died just in this week. Do they have the resources? Probably not. Do they have the will? Yes. Does that will mean that we're looking at possibly weeks here of slow, ghastly, ugly attrition against Russian forces? Yes. Have we seen the Russian military's capacity for extraordinary brutality, a lack of discipline, a lack of focus? Yes, we've seen that in the past too. It ends badly for the Russian military. We've seen that. It will certainly, if it continues in this potentially lengthy war of attrition, it will end badly for Ukraine as well. You just have to ask, what has actually come of the Russian government's apparent goal in their mind of some sort of demilitarization? They call it denazification, preposterous as it is. What do they want left of Ukraine if they intend to try and rule over it? That's what we can't really see as this destruction unfolds, Jake.